So here we go again, another video showing how to change router username and password, changing wireless name and security key, MAC address reservation, and lastly, creating a workgroup. So let us start. First, changing router username and password. Actually, in this procedure, we need to go to our web browser and search 192.168.0.1, which is the most common IP address for routers. But this time, we will be using an emulator since we are just doing a demonstration. Once we get to the homepage of our router's website, we can now type in the username and password. The default username and password of it is either in the bottom or back side of our router. Then click Login. On the left side of our screen, we can see a lot of menu including the system tools. It is usually located on the lower left side. Once we click the system tools, it will give us a drop-down sub-menu. We just need to find and click password, and we will be redirected to the router's username and password changing page where we can do our task. Provide the following information required in each text box that appears. Once we are done changing the default or old username and password of our router with our desired ones, we can now hit save to save the changes that we have applied. And also, don't forget to reboot the router to make sure that the changes that we have made really took effect. Let us now go in our second task, which is changing wireless name and security key. In this task, we are also going to work here in the website of our router settings. Now that we have already changed the username and password of our router and reboot it, we're now going to change the SSID and password of it to ensure the safety and security of files and credentials of those connected to the internet. So the steps in this task are as follows. First, log in the username and password of your router. Then go to wireless located at the left side of the screen. Then select wireless setting and change the Wi-Fi's SSID of your choice. Then click save. Next is the wireless security key. Under the wireless setting is the wireless password. Click that and seek for the wireless password text box, then change it to your desired ones. After that, just like the steps we have done earlier, click save, then reboot our router to make sure all of the changes that we have made will took effect. So here, in our third task, we are now going to reserve an IP address. And to do that, we also need to work here in our router's website. So first, log in again the username and password of your router. After that, click DHCP located at the left side of our screen Then under DHCP, select DHCP settings. In this tab, we are going to edit the assigned values of the starting and ending IP address according only on how many we want to be connected in our router. After we change the values, reboot the router. Once the reboot completed, log in again and go to the DHCP and click DHCP clients list. Here, just click refresh to see the updated list of the devices connected in a router. Once that step is completed, we are now ready to reserve an IP address. And to do that, we just need to copy the MAC address of the device we want to have a pre-assigned IP address. Once we have copied that, go to address reservation, which is still under the DHCP tab. Here, we can now type in the MAC address that we have copied from the previous page by clicking Add New, then typing in the IP address. But take note that always use IP address that are inside of the assigned values previously. For example, we type 192.168.0.100 for starting and 192.168.0.150 for ending. Use only those IP addresses that are between 100 to 150 to make sure that a client will still have connection, since having mistakes in this process will block the client from accessing the router or internet. Once we have already filled up the text boxes, change the value of status to enabled, then click Save. Then there we have it. We just reserved an IP address in our router. So here, in our last task, which is creating a work group, we just need some very simple steps. First, click the Start button, then right-click the computer. Select Properties. After that, click the color blue text indicating Change Settings. The next step here that we're going to do is to change the computer description on what do you want your PC name to be. For me, I'll just type in Ivan PC. Then click Change. Then change the text in the computer name based on what you want the network administrator see as the name of your PC. Then change the work group according to the department where you are working. Then click OK. Then restart the PC. And it's all done. We have successfully created a work group.